Hi, in this video I'm going to look at some of the content for Legion that we're going to be doing at level cap, some of the stuff that's going to be important. It's not all in yet, but just taking a look around at some of the things I've been doing recently. Of course, first on our minds throughout leveling and even at level cap will be advancing our artifacts. And for this, of course, we need to obtain artifact power. There's a quest in the Order Hall that sends you out looking for tomes of knowledge, which you can get in various places. You can just go to places and buy them off people. You need to go to dungeons for some and so on. But once you've got them all, you return them back, and this supposedly gives you the ability to acquire artifact power to greater rate. So this will be something you'll want to get out of the way really quickly. As soon as you reach level cap, new quests and events suddenly open up that weren't there before. These are all designed as part of the endgame content that's going to have us moving around the world and not really staying in either the city or our order halls. If you see the treasure goblin, did I say goblin? I meant demon, in Dalaran, don't forget to give it a few whacks. Not only do you gather things called sanctuary coins, who knows what they are for just yet, but as you can see, you also get order resources. These are a bit like the garrison resources, but don't worry, the order halls are not exactly like garrisons. I'll be going over more of that in a bit later. But still, you want to collect these resources where you can. But oh my god, resources so boring, can't get anything decent with them. Well, you can get a few things. Each order hall has its vendor NPC that will sell you gear. You'll notice here I'm not eligible for any of the decent armour here because I have only just started out on this rogue. But if we transfer over to the Paladin order hall, we can see I've got a couple here. These are pieces of gear, up to 8 pieces of epic gear, various item levels that can be upgraded according to your level and your accomplishments. And to obtain them, you have to pay order resources. So there's many uses for these things, and the gear itself gets, once you get enough pieces, you get a decent set bonus from it, increase to your primary stat. So there are things beyond just sending people off on missions that you can use these order resources for. Now, some order halls are more complete than others, also some are working better than others, and I haven't developed order halls for all the classes yet, or really properly explored them. But around the Paladin one, you can see there are a few tomes you can pick up here. You can only really pick up one a day, and they fade after that day. You can see one here is a tome that means on the Broken Isles I can have 10% movement speed. There's another one over here that I can use, and it will allow me to res myself, a bit like a shaman, reincarnate. If I'm fortunate or unfortunate enough, to die on the Broken Isles. I don't think it works in dungeons or raids though. At level cap, the different maps will suddenly have world quests zone in, spawn in, and random locations, and they'll stick around for a few hours. These can be all sorts of things. They can be the usual kill so many of these things and so many of these things, and maybe this named mob. It can be gather so many of these things. It can even be escorting sheep or whacking seals over the head. Don't worry, you're doing it for perfectly beneficial reasons. It can include pet battles, so get your pets leveled up to 25 so you can do those ones. It can include profession quests, base quests. There's various different ones. It might be a really tough mob that you wouldn't be able to solo yourself, but maybe there'll be others in the area. Remember, the open tap system works pretty well as long as it's people in your own faction. Although for the really tough ones, I think it works for if both factions are in on it as well. Just to draw on the open tap system, remember how this works is if you hit a mob first, other people in the same faction can still hit it and help you kill it, and they will get experience, and it's all personal loot. Up to 5 people can do that. It doesn't work for the opposite faction, except on big bosses like world boss and stuff. Important thing to note is Blizzard have just revealed that this will also work throughout the whole world. It won't just be the Broken Isle zones, it will work everywhere. So that's really good news. So there's a large variety of ones, and all in the different zones. And of course, these are just the leveling zones. There is another zone. Suramar City is the 5th zone in the Broken Isles. You can't access it until level cap. And there's not a huge amount there at the moment. But there are, the first thing I went in there for was to continue my professions quest. Got a blacksmith quest here. So you will get a little bit stuck on your quest up until you get to level cap. But this whole zone, remember, is designed for level cap. Now, in terms of things I've already described, you can think to yourself, well, as soon as you get to level cap, there's all these different world quests and all over the world as well. And you've got a real good reason for doing them, because they get you things like gear, which will be an upgrade when you've just got to level cap. They'll give you, the professions quest will give you extra resources for crafting. You'll get artifact power from some of them. Of course, you need that to raise your artifact. You can get order resources for some of them. Of course, I've just shown you, even if you're not interested in the missions, there's gear, and to get access to the gear, you have to do a couple of things. You have to be able to complete certain quests, so there's the motivation to do those quests. And you need a certain number of order resources to be able to purchase them from the vendor, so there's your motivation. So there's a wide variety of things to do for a reasonable variety of rewards, and the motivation is very much there. Now, with what I've just described, that actually will represent pretty good content. I mean, when you add into it all the dungeons, and the fact that dungeons are a lot better than they were in Legion, because you've got this mythic dungeon idea with the keystone to access better loot and give you better conditions. So whatever is going to be in Suramar means I am very, very confident there's going to be absolutely loads to do at level cap. At the moment, it's quite hard. I mean, you go into Suramar, you go into the city itself, and there's not a lot. There are hostile mobs. Some of them are elite, some of them are just normal ones. There isn't anything really to do yet. You can see the artwork still hasn't been completely finished. These mobs, I mean, not all of the mobs are hostile. Some of them are okay with you. Some of them are, and beyond all reason. I mean, you know, some of them will have a pop at you, even when there's like a shark just flying around in the air. There's a shark flying around, and you have a problem with me. I'm not quite sure about their behaviour here. But, you know, it looks very nice, the bits where the artwork has been done yet. But what's going to be there? Who knows? All we do know is that it's entirely designed for level cap players. So whatever it is, and it's surely not just going to be a load more randomly spawning world quests, because we've got those in the other zones. This has got to be different. For it not to be a leveling zone, for us to be kept out of it during leveling time, there must be very special things planned here. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And as soon as more things are put in, there are a few things, but as soon as more things are put in and it looks a bit more complete, I'm going to look forward to doing an update video on this as well. And just past Suramar City, it is possible to get to the zone with the Tomb of Sargeras in it. Again, when you're doing this outside of scenarios, it is unpopulated, but I'm sure there'll be something appearing here at some point, because otherwise what's the point of letting you get to it? Again, there's scope for a lot of things here. Now, I don't know whether this is something that is designed to have lots of stuff in it for level cap when the game launches. So I don't think a great deal has been said about the Tomb of Sargeras. It might be something like a patch a bit later on, I'm not sure, but it'll be interesting to find out. And one thing I did tweet the devs about, I would love it if somewhere around here the art team put on some of the runes that were placed by the original Gul'dan, our Gul'dan, while he was visiting the Tomb of Sargeras to try and steal its secrets, and of course snuffed it. And one thing for completeness that was asked, of course, once you get to level cap, even if not during leveling, you'll be wanting to work on your achievements for the Lore Master, and various things like that, so we can get flying as soon as it's actually introduced, which won't be at the start. And some people are asking about reps. I haven't found any rep grinds yet. Mostly you get reputation from, doing quests. But also you get these items randomly from drops or from treasures. The tokens for different reputations, and you just click on them and it gives you a certain amount of rep for each one. So far I haven't seen any evidence of rep grind. So hopefully you found that useful. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you've got any questions, then post them there. If I'm able to investigate it, then I will do. And until next time, I'll see you later.